Hi, my name is Jimmy Williams with NFL Draft Diamonds, and we are the scouting staff for the Hula Bowl. This interview is sponsored by the Caribe Royale Orlando, which is a luxury resort just outside of Walt Disney World Orlando. It offers lavish accommodations, relaxing pools, massive ballrooms, several dining options, and more. Book your dream vacation today at CaribeRoyale.com. Today, I have with me one of the athletes who is actually going to be participating in the Hula Bowl this season. His name is Cam Grandy. He is a tight end out of Illinois State. Nice to meet you, buddy.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So, yeah, I mean, if people really don't know you, really hit the scene this year, did a fantastic job for Illinois State. And I think a lot of people may actually arguably say you're the best tight end in all the FCS, man. That being, you as an All-American this season. So let's go ahead and tell people who you are, man. Start us off from where you're from and talk us through a little bit of your story.
Yeah, definitely. Hello, my name's Cam Grandy. I'm from Benson, Illinois. I'm originally from Austin, Texas. Um, I'm a small town kid. Benson, Illinois, super small population, about probably around like 400. So it's one of those towns where everyone knows everybody. So yeah, coming out of high school, didn't have many offers or anything like that. Played high school quarterback for 4 years. Really enjoyed it. But I knew quarterbacking probably wasn't my forte, you could say. So a Division II school came calling my senior year of high school. That was my only real offer that I really even thought about, and it was to play tight end. So I went up to St. Joseph, Missouri, and attended Missouri Western State University, Division II school, for my first 4.5 years, I believe. Loved it there. Met a lot of great people, a lot of good coaches. Definitely helped my game a lot. Being there, and then after my 5th year, I graduated, and I decided to enter my name in the transfer portal as a grad transfer. And after that, Illinois State came calling. They gave me an opportunity. It was really a no brainer for me. Illinois State, definitely being only 30 minutes away from where I currently live is definitely huge. Just to be able to have my friends and family come from my last year is definitely a big reason why I committed to Illinois State. And I mean, it was a good year. Definitely wish record was a little bit different, but it was a good year for sure.
Cool. Well, let's go ahead and back up a little bit. So, again, you said Benson, Illinois is
Yes, sir. Illinois.
where you spent your most of your early years. Again, originally from Austin, Texas, but I mean, played your high school ball there at Fieldcrest High School, where
Yes,
you were a quarterback. Um, Give me a feel for this whole thing, man. I mean, obviously you had to make that transition from a quarterback to a tight end, but let's just reflect for a second about your time there in high school. What do you remember most?
probably remember most just the Friday Night Lights. Small town. It's like you kind of see in the movies. A small town surrounded by cornfields. People would just pull their trucks and cars around the stadium and with the headlights on and stuff like that. So definitely just the Friday Night Lights and running out there with my high school friends and stuff like that. It's definitely be something I remember forever.
Yeah, and I mean, again, played quarterback. Um, I'm assuming probably thought you were going to be like the next, Peyton Manning or something, coming up out of that program, but obviously that wasn't meant to be. Um, so you're a tight end. I mean, explain a little bit how that transition happened.
I mean, it wasn't like super hard transition. I mean, I've always been like a long, lengthy kid, but I was always pretty skinny. So the biggest thing was definitely just being able to put the weight on. So I know when I graduated high school, I was probably sitting at like a 190. Right now, I'm probably like 255. So that was definitely the biggest transition, was be able to put the weight on and be able to move and handle the weight and stuff like that. But it was good. It was a good transition, just being able, because like quarterback, have to know like all the coverages and stuff like that was definitely huge. Just being able to, like, especially as a tight end, be able to like read when it's man and to keep the route going, or being able to to know in the zone and be able to sit in the pockets was definitely huge, and I think that definitely correlated a lot.
Cool. Well, I mean, you're definitely not the first guy to make that transition, and some guys have made that transition actually fairly well. Even when transitioning from college quarterback to pro tight end, but you decided, well, you were in the position where you had to do that kind of early on, and I feel like that really helped you. I mean, and again, like you get a guy like yourself with really good size. Let's just be real. So, again, what, like 6'5", 250, something like
Yeah,
that? Is that kind of where you're sitting these days?
yeah, 6'5", 255 probably. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, that's a tight end. So, there are very few quarterbacks that, are that big. I mean, usually they're maybe like 20, 30 pounds lighter, if
Yep.
they are that tall. But, hey, man, you got to utilize what you got. Obviously, really helped you because you already kind of knew, at least coverages, like you said. I mean, certainly helps you out in that regard. But, hey, man, worked out well for you. So you
Appreciate it.
ended up out of high school going to Missouri Western. They're a Division II school, which actually did a pretty good job there. What do you remember most about your time there?
Definitely another just the relationships I made there definitely will last a lifetime. I mean, I met a lot of good guys, a lot of good friends, and a lot of good coaches. I mean, the beginning coaches there. I mean, that was my first transition from quarterback to tight end. So a few of the coaches there did a really good job of kind of molding me to make me the tight end I am today for sure.
Cool. And so did a good job there. A lot of things happening at that time. I mean, obviously, we ended up going through a pandemic season. You had another season to really utilize, get your name out there more. I mean, you put your name into the portal, and luckily had an opportunity to kind of stay home and play in front of everybody. I mean, uh, how was that portal, by the way? I mean, was it? Or I mean, were you getting any other offers, or was it always going to be Illinois State?
Yeah, I mean Illinois State was my first one, but I mean I had offers from Tulane. I had Mizzou walk on, and I had a bunch of FCS schools like down in Texas and other places like that. But I knew if I'm going to play FCS football, I wanted to play in the Missouri Valley. And I wanted to if I'm going to play the Missouri Valley, I might as well be close to home. So it was kind of worked out, I guess, on both ends.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a perfect fit, man. So, let's kind of talk about maybe perhaps the difference about the offenses that you have been a part of. That being again Missouri Western and then Illinois State. What are like the main differences? Like, can you maybe describe that a bit?
I mean, they were kind of there was like differences, but it was like little differences. I mean, they were both kind of like spread offenses, which is I like being a tight end because it allows me to be in a bunch of different spots and move around the field with a bunch of motions and different shifts and stuff like that. So that part's huge. The biggest thing was just different terminology. Really, it was just being able to like it was all like the same kind of stuff. Just it was just called different things. So that was definitely the one of the biggest adjustments was just being able to like, oh, that's not that, that's this, because it's just the different terminologies. But the offense itself is pretty much the same, just was spread and just like motion and stuff like that. It was pretty much similar.
Gotcha. Part of me feels like whenever you did make that transition and you transferred to Illinois State, I kind of feel like that helped you really become more of a well-rounded tight end, so that you could be an inline guy, you can be really one of the favorite targets for your quarterback. I mean, let's just be real. I mean, you really got the stat sheet up a lot, man. You're getting targeted often. What do you feel separates you as a prospect? I mean, would you agree on some of those points, or is there something more that you would add?
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely say I think I'm a four down tight end. I think I can play. I mean, every down. I don't think there's really. I mean, yeah, obviously there's stuff that needs worked on in every aspect of my game. But I think I can block in line. I think I can block in space. And I know I can run pretty much every route in the route tree, and I think I have really reliable hands. I think like you said, I'm a safety blanket for the quarterback. If their first read's not there, they always know that I'm there. So, yeah, I mean, there's always stuff that needs fixed, but I think as an overall tight end, I think I do the job pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, I was looking at your guys' stats this season. Pretty close. I mean, almost the leading receiver there, but he ended up being the second guy, on your team there in receiving yards, which ain't that bad. I know some of our scouts had an opportunity to watch you and dive into some of your film, and some of the things that they had to say about you is a guy who can run a complete route tree, does display good hands, does utilize great hands as a blocker, and utilizes good play strength. Those are some of their words when they described you, which is obviously one of the reasons why we decided to invite you to the Hula Bowl, man. Um, Obviously this season not perfect. Again, the end result not exactly what you guys want, but I feel like there's some positive things to take from it. So, what would you say you really got from this season with Illinois State?
Oh yeah, I mean Illinois State did a lot for me. I owe them a lot. I mean the coaches and my teammates here definitely helped put me in the position where I'm at today, just to be able to play in the Hula Bowl and to be able to get maybe a chance at the next level. I mean without those guys and without the coaches, I mean I wouldn't be in this spot. I mean that's just, let's be honest. They definitely like pushed me every day in the weight room, pushed me on the field. Our quarterback Zach Anixted always wanted to get with me and do extra routes just so our chemistry was there on Saturdays. And Coach Urban, I mean every day after practice we'd come in, just watch the tape over and over, just nitpicking everything just to make sure everything was right. So I mean definitely owe everyone at Illinois State a lot. I mean without them I wouldn't be here in the situation.
Well, so Cam, let's take a moment and reflect a bit. So, what would you say is maybe perhaps the biggest difference you coming in as a freshman versus now? I mean, obviously, other than the fact that you switched positions, but I mean, what do you think is like the biggest difference between what has changed in the past several years?
Well, the biggest thing is definitely just maybe the size of the guys. I feel like at the Division II level, I mean, yeah, you're gonna have some big dudes, but at the FCS level, at the Missouri Valley, I mean, the D line and O line is definitely gonna be probably the biggest change, the biggest difference. Is just being able to drive those kind of guys off the ball is definitely big, and just being able to. I feel like as you get older, I mean, obviously, you just have to take care of your body. I mean, rehab, ice bath, stuff like that. Always being in the training room, just when it's even if it's like little stuff, just always getting ahead of it. I feel like I've always done that and been pretty healthy throughout my career.
Yeah, and I mean, you talk a little bit about playing in the Missouri Valley Conference, which, if people aren't aware, man, the Missouri Valley Conference, really tough conference. I mean, you're playing against some of the top guys at the FCS level, very, big physical guys. I mean, the NDSU, South Dakota State University, Northern Iowa. I mean, there's a bunch of great, talented,
Yeah.
teams that you have to face, week in and week out. So, and really pushing you to your limit for sure. When you look at maybe perhaps some of those opponents, or just kind of overall, when we look back at your overall career, man, what's that one moment or perhaps game that sticks out the most for you?
The biggest one, I mean, I have a couple, I guess. I mean, definitely the UNI one. That's probably my best like statistical the game I've had in my career. But that one was fun. I had a lot of family at that one, so it was nice to be able to show out in front of a bunch of friends and a bunch of family. That one definitely felt pretty good. Definitely we didn't come away with a dub, so that one hurt a little bit, but that one's probably up there. And then being able to play we played South Dakota State at home under the lights. So I mean that was pretty cool being able to play against the national champions at home under the lights, and we gave them a little run for their money. I think they were scared at one point, but they ended up pulling away. But that was definitely a fun one as well.
I mean, that's fine. I mean, again, being able to play against the best. I mean, there's really not much more you can ask for except for obviously getting the W.
Yeah.
But you're playing against the best. I mean, you yourself having really good game. Sometimes it just doesn't work out. And I definitely understand that. So,
Yeah.
um, well, Cam, obviously, we're at the point where you finished up your time in college ball, and you obviously got an invite to an all-star event, that being the Hula Bowl. And um, dude, you're an NFL prospect.
Yes,
And I
sir.
don't know how long you've known that this is going to happen, man. But I mean, have you had a moment to just to kind of soak in that thought?
Yeah, I mean, like I've always wanted this, always dreamed about it, but when you actually like get calls from people saying like you have a chance and like agents hitting you up saying you have a chance and then getting the Hula Bowl. I mean, I remember watching the Hula Bowl as a little kid and just always watching it, just as an all-star game. So just being able to get invited to something like that and be able to show my talents off against some of the best players in the country. I mean, it's definitely exciting. I'm definitely looking forward to that. It's gonna be a fun week.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a crazy week. It's going to be a fun week. Going to be matched up against a lot of great, talented guys. People will be able to see that. Again, we're going to be in Orlando, January 13th for that. But Cam, do want to take a little bit more time to get to know you before we wrap things up. So, anything else that you feel people need to know about you, man? Your hobbies, your interests, any special talents? Like, can you give us a little something else?
Yeah. I would say probably I'll go with a hobby. Probably my biggest hobby that I do is probably fish. I would think we have a big debate on the team here at Illinois State who's the best angler, best fishing angler on the team. There's a few guys who they got me beat, but I would say it's probably myself. But no, every day in the summer after weights, I mean, we'd always hit the creek, just barefoot into the creek, just fishing for some smallies and stuff like that. So I'd definitely say that's probably my biggest hobby is fishing, just being able to be out in the outdoors with the guys, just relaxing after a hard day of workouts, just fishing and just catching in some fresh air. That's definitely big for me.
Cool. Want to just kind of ask you a couple fun questions just for the heck of it. So, um, let's say favorite breakfast cereal.
Breakfast cereal, I'm a Fruit Loop guy, a big Fruit Loop guy.
There's a
One
joke in there somewhere.
I
Um,
love Fruit.
no, it's cool. Okay. Let's say again, you like being outdoors fishing. Do you have a spot that you'd love a chance to go to? Maybe sometime like whenever you have a chance, like do you have like a dream spot to go or what?
I don't know if I was doing spot, but I went open sea fishing one time, and I mean, I would always love to like go out on the open ocean, like catch one of them like big marlins that you see, or something like that. I think that would always be a good time just to wrestle with one of those things. That'd be a good
That,
time.
that would definitely be kind of crazy, man. I mean,
Oh
having
yeah,
something like as tall as you are,
yeah.
or taller, that could, potentially kill you if it comes
Oh
in and
yeah.
steers you the right way. So definitely be pretty fun to try and reel something like that in. And again, man, just wanted to allow you to talk about your hometown. Again, you said that that's a little like place, but what do you love so much about Benson?
I feel like it's just everyone knows everyone kind of thing. I mean, as soon as I got the Hula Bowl invite, like my mom posted on Facebook and stuff like that, and just the outreach or the reach out that everyone did, like throughout the community and throughout the town, just like congratulating me and just always like hoping for the best and like always pushing me. I mean, I just remember like riding around like a little bicycle just every day through town, like saying hi to everybody, just everyone still like remembering me and like always praying for me and always wanting the best for me is definitely huge. I love small town living. I love it.
Well, obviously trying to get to the next level, trying to get drafted. Who is that dream quarterback in the NFL who you'd love to catch a pass from?
Dream quarterback, honestly, probably Joe Burrow. I think Joe Burrow is my guy. Just always watch him at LSU, just the grit he has and the what he's been through as a player. I think that's huge, and I know he has great worth ethic. So just being able to catch the ball from him would be really cool.
I mean, definitely has the moxie too, man.
Oh yeah, got it.
Sometimes
He's
you
got it.
sometimes you love the moxie that certain players bring, and he just has like the confidence about him. You know what I mean? Which is kind of neat. And then again, is there maybe a tight end at the next level that you I don't know, maybe study, maybe want to be like? I mean, who's your favorite guy? Who do you think's playing it at like an elite level right now?
I got a couple guys I watch. I'm a big, obviously George Kittle, and then my other one would probably be Mark Andrews. I mean, those are probably my two favorite ones to watch, just because, like I said, I feel like they're every down tight ends. I feel like they do it all. I mean, they can be split out wide, they can be in box. I mean, blocking. I mean, they'll catch a ball 20 yards over your head, and the next play they'll bury you in the dirt. You know what I mean? They're just two guys I think play the position hard. They play it well. I love watching them.
Well, Cam, here very soon, you're going to get that opportunity to hopefully play at that next level here soon alongside those people. But before then, you're going to come down to the Hula Bowl and showcase your talent. And you'll get a chance to really interview with all 32 NFL teams. But for the people who may not have that opportunity to interview you, man, go ahead and give them your pitch, man. Tell them why they need to sign you, draft you, and for you to be a part of their franchise. So close us with that thought.
Yeah. I feel like with me, you get an absolute competitor. I mean, I feel like that's why I've been so successful, and in every league I played in is this. I'm gonna outwork every single person in front of me. Either that be in the weight room, on the practice field, or in the film room. And I feel like no one's gonna out prepare me. I knew every Saturday this year walking on the field that I prepared harder than that person in front of me. Whether, like I said, whether that be in the weight room during practice and in the film room, just getting the extra hours, and I knew what that person was gonna do, and I knew how to beat it. So I feel like if you bring me to your team, I feel like that's what you're gonna get an absolute competitor who prepares and is not gonna let anyone outwork them.
Cool. Well, Cam, again, I'll see you down in Orlando here very soon.
Yeah,
Hula Bowl this season, going to be January 13th, CBS Sports. Definitely something to look forward to. And wish you very best of luck, man, in this whole process. All right.
appreciate it. Thank you.
No problem. Cam Grandy, tight end, Illinois State. Check this guy out.